Hello, guys, and we're live. The first show of the week, the weekly kickoff here with sportsbookreview.com. Alex from Need for Tips and Big Man on Campus join us today, taking a look at basically what the action happened over the weekend and what some shocking results, I tell you. But first of all, let's welcome our guest, Alex, Big Man. How are you guys doing?
Good. Thanks for having me, Nat.
Always a pleasure.
Doing great.
Alex, how are you doing?
Awesome.
Doing great.
Another weekend full of action in European soccer bets. We did great once again, and we are looking forward for another great week. And by the way, this week we have all five top five European leagues going on.
That's right. Yeah, back in action. And we've also got tennis as well. We'll be doing a show. I think we'll be doing a show tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time tennis. So make sure to capture Alex and myself. Now, listen, but whilst we were starting, we do like a sound test and things. And Alex, I can't believe you said that you bet Arsenal. Why did you bet Arsenal?
Yeah, I'm doing a crazy aka every weekend. No. I'm doing a crazy aka every weekend. 15, 16 teams parlay just for fun, you know. And this time, Monaco and Arsenal were the only two teams for 35k, not winning 35k. So yeah, but it's for fun, you know. You never know if someday will happen or not happen. I will stick with my single bets, but it's nice to have some adrenaline going on in every weekend.
Yeah, I thought we said Arsenal and Real Madrid were two teams that we were staying away from.
Yes, absolutely. Single bets and where you put a lot of money, of course you will stay away from Real Madrid and Arsenal and a lot of other teams. But when you bet 10 euros to win 35,000, you need to work some stuff out. Next time I will ask also Big Man to give me some tips from the NFL, maybe like that. I will take out Arsenal and Real Madrid from my accumulator bets.
Well, listen, I know Big Man's going to have no sympathy for you. Alex backing Arsenal. I think they were about 1.6, weren't they? Martin backed them as well. What do you have to say to Alex?
Well, listen, I mean, I can't tell him I told you so. I mean, there was a couple things for Arsenal that, I mean, you just can't bet right now. One of them on the road, I mean, they're just a dreadful away side. And look, I mean, with all the concerns around the team right now with Alexis Sanchez getting sold probably. Listen, I can't back them when Mesut Ozil doesn't play. I mean, when he doesn't play, they're dreadful. I mean, they can't create opportunities. Defensively, they're an absolute mess and have been for a while. Did I think they would lose? No. And I kind of said that I would consider looking at them as far as after seeing a lineup. But I will say this. I'm not quite sure after seeing the lineup why you felt they would win. I don't know when you made the bet, but Mesut Ozil and him not on that team, I can't get into Arsenal. And there are just too many issues right now surrounding this team. They're kind of a dead team walking. But, listen, I don't hate the bet. I mean, Bournemouth's not very good, and they're probably going to get relegated or be in the mix too. So I don't hate it. I mean, Arsenal did have a lead. They just couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, but it's not like I in the Premier League Panthers show. You remember I was with Bournemouth plus 1, and I made that bet. I made that accumulator bet 3-4 days before the weekend, so I didn't know the lineups. And it's just for fun that 15, 16 teams parlay accumulator. Single bets Bournemouth plus 1.
Yeah, I like those ones actually. How much do you bet on? How many? So you do what? 16, 17 teams. How much do you bet on it?
Yeah, 5-10 euros depends. I make 1,500 total odds, and I'm betting on it something like that. I don't know, even more than that.
Nice. Well, obviously one of the players that didn't play, Alexis Sanchez, and he is big favourites now, rumoured to go to Manchester United, and I think he's like 1.3, if I'm not mistaken. Any more news on that, Alex?
Yes, Wenger wanted a swap with Anthony Martial, but Mourinho said, "What the fuck? You are crazy. You lost your mind. How to change Martial with Alexis Sanchez right now? Martial is doing a pretty good job at United. Arsenal's players are complaining that they are selling their most important player to one of their biggest rival. People on the internet are joking, saying that they are not selling to a biggest rival because they are selling to Manchester United, not to Burnley, because Burnley is next to Arsenal in the table there. Yeah, it's a lot of. I think that he will go till the end of the transfer window. I don't know for sure if United or City or even Liverpool.
Yeah, we've got here Nick427PC says, "Hey Alex, love all the shows you do and articles, man. Always great work and really got me more into the other football leagues." I tell you, Alex also heads up our Twitter accounts for bookmakers news and odds market. He'll be doing lots of, especially like tennis tips, but you also you follow the transfer market quite avidly. So make sure you subscribe to both of those and also SBR Sports Picks as well for up-to-date information. But yeah, catch Alex on that. And I tell you, let's take a look also. Quickly, sorry. Ad hoc is asking though, Alex, did you put Man City in your crazy ACCA as well?
No, I went with the over 3 goals on the Asian handicap because I said that I will skip the winners market there because Liverpool and Manchester City are the best offensive sides in a Premier League. So yeah, no, I didn't play the winners market.
All right, well, good call on that one. Big man, did you play the winners market?
I did. I had Manchester City in the over 2.5, which, listen, I mean, I also bet Manchester City alone. I don't think it's a bad bet. I mean, they're undefeated. I mean, I actually also hit a live bet on when Liverpool was rolling. I grabbed over 3.5 goals live. So I had a feeling with the way Liverpool was scoring goals. I mean, they were just like a ball rolling downhill. I mean, they weren't going to get stopped along those lines. But yeah, I lost money on the game, but I'll take the undefeated team plus money. I mean, any day of the week. That's a standard bet to me.
Yeah, no, totally. I tell you what, though, obviously, because Man City were sort of, aiming for this sort of the undefeated run sort of this season. Obviously, it's kind of come really earlier than we thought that it was going to come. But I was sort of thinking to myself, maybe it's not such a bad thing because heading into the Champions League, trying to keep that unbeaten run could really cost them in the end. It's got to do something to your psyche as you head in. So maybe in the end of the day, losing to Liverpool was not such a bad thing. What do you think,
I
big
mean,
man?
it's so infrequent to do that. I mean, it's very rare you're going to have a team that good as far as can they go and actually not lose a game. But listen, there's no shame in losing to Liverpool at Anfield. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, I think if you rank the top, top offensive clubs in the world, I mean, Liverpool's probably in the top 3. I mean, they're very good attacking. And I actually related last year in America, there was a team named Gonzaga in college basketball. They have been a team that for large amounts of their school being around, they've had little to no athletic program. Over the last 20 years or so, there's been a complete renaissance. The basketball program has turned basically into this unbelievable kind of mid-major type of group, not a high-level program, but they're always there every year. And last year, they were undefeated. And for most of the year, they just were killing teams. And towards the end of the year, it was like, can this team actually go undefeated? And they lost a game. And it was the best thing that could have happened to them. They ended up going all the way to the tournament final, and they ended up losing. But yeah, I think a team like this at any level, whether it's pro, college, wherever, it's very difficult. I mean, it comes around so. I mean, it also happened one time in their career. Sometimes it is the best because you get that off your back. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Now you can kind of refocus and worry about winning all the trophies.
Yeah. We've got Georgiev says, I bet on Man City too, and I had a bad feeling even before the kickoff. I had a funny feeling. I played Man City draw no bet because of that, and obviously didn't come through. Right, so I'm going to quickly now bring up the record, how we are doing so far. So we've got our main man, Juanma, behind the camera. There he is. Thank you. Okay, so Best Bet Show is doing better than our. We've got two shows for those joining us for the very first time. Premier League Punters play is on Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, I believe, and Best Bets is Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. 63 units of profit. Best Bets, Premier League Punters 19.1, and here is the total now of all of us. This is Team Bankroll. Alex up in front there, 35.1 units of profit, followed by Martin, 24.3, and then Big Man. Those are our top three. They're 19.6. So very good there. Alex, I know your tactic has been, obviously it's paying off, is to play conservative this season. What do you want to say to that?
Listen, on the Premier League punters, I'm not doing so well. Big Man is in front, 19.6 or how much he is. I'm about 6.7 or 7 there. So for the Premier League punter show, Big Man is on the first place, and you are in second, and me in third. On the Best Bet show, I'm doing very good because I'm not playing a lot of Premier League there. And this week I had an outstanding week for the Best Bet show. 8 from my 9 tips were winners, and it's a shame that the last one was not a winner because PSG hit the post in the last minute of the game for the minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap. Bankerin, Valencia at 2.38, and a lot of other great. This week, for example, I risked more. I went Celta Vigo 2.45. I went Valencia on the road at Deportivo La Coruña. Also Atletico Madrid away at Eibar. Was a pretty good week, and judging for the fact that Serie A is coming back after a week of break, I feel pretty good about the following weekend.
Yeah. Now, Big Man, obviously, we just get you for the Premier League Punters show. Is the Premier League, is that where you make your most money across all the leagues of football? Do you bet the other leagues in football?
Not this year. I haven't really. No, I just kind of stick with England this year. I have bet the other leagues, and if I was asked to be on the show, I would obviously cover them. I definitely know about them, but for me, I have 351 basketball teams to worry about right now. You got the NFL playoffs. There's just too much going on for me, and it's enough. So I kind of just focus on England, but I do bet some of the other England leagues, and I will say this: I'm glad we don't do a show on the Championship for God's sakes, because I wouldn't be doing too good on that. But yeah, Premier League is for me the best league, and when Scotland comes back here this weekend, I'll be back involved with that, and I actually bet Ireland, as many know, in the summer, so with Cork City and those teams. So I kind of stay to United Kingdom for the most part.
Yeah. And we did do a show. It's very hard, actually, betting the Championship, I have to say. So I'm kind of pleased that we're not doing that at the moment, because I struggle. We just also had somebody, I'm trying to find the comment here, but I know it was somebody asking any bets for today. Here we go. Guys, do you like Manchester United win to 0 and Betis Leganes under 2.5 goals for tonight? Manchester United against Stoke there, win to 0 is one of my bets. Big Man, anything for that match?
Yeah, I'm actually on that as well. That's the other tip I gave out on the Premier League punters. I think the line is telling you that Manchester United's going to win pretty big here. 1.22 is really low. And for as bad as they played over the last several weeks and months, this is not a price I think a lot of people want to lay. Seems like to me they don't want any Man United money. To me, this looks like a 2-3-0 kind of win.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one as well. And Betis, Real Betis versus Leganes. I don't have a bet for that match. Alex, have you got anything?
Yeah, I'm going with the over 2.5. I actually gave this tip to the odds market or bookmakers review, bookmakers news. I forget where I'm giving tips on both of them. Tennis, football, and stuff like that. And earlier in the day, I was looking at that match, and I'm watching a lot of football. I'm watching around 25 matches per week from all the top 5 leagues, and I love Betis how they did at Sevilla 5-3 the other week. a great win from Betis. And yes, Leganes, despite the fact that they are not finding the back of the net the back of the net for very often, I think that we should look at the over 2.5 goals, which has value. The under is priced at 1.66. The over is priced at 2.2. I have a feeling that we'll see at least 3 goals, 2 in the first half and at least 1 in the second one.
Yeah. All right.
Dale
Okay. Moving over. Go on. Sorry.
Real quick, Dale Four made a good point. I got beat with Luton Town this week as well. Luton Town's playing poorly right now, and they just lost another match to a bad team, one of the worst teams in League Two. So I feel your pain there, Dale, on Luton Town. They've been pretty poor lately.
I have to ask, Big Man, where do you get all the time? You cover so many sports, and where are you watching Luton Town? How do you have the time?
I just don't sleep too much. I mean, I don't bet all the teams. I mean, I've actually bet like I don't know if you guys know, like League 6. It's England National League North. There's a couple teams there that I kind of focus on. Salford City, a couple of those. I don't know. I just kind of pick a couple out and just kind of follow them. But yeah, I don't sleep too much. That's kind of what I do.
I think that the sleep is overrated, and in our industry, Big Man is making a really good point. And from what I saw on Twitter, on Facebook, on this industry that we are part of it, I think from my point of view, Big Man is the guy that is covering the most sports, not the most sports necessary, the most leagues in all the sports, what I saw till now. Most of us are concentrated in 1, in 2, in 5. Big Man has NFL, has ML, NFL, basketball, college basketball, hoops, how they name it, because I don't know nothing about that. After that, he has football from all the leagues, Champions League and stuff like that. And he's saying to me right now that he's betting League 6. Imagine what's happening.
Well, listen, I will say this. I've people ask me that all the time, and for me, I've been blessed, luckily, and I bless my parents, and I hope it never goes away. I have a really good memory. I'm not gonna, I can just remember things, and for me, that's what this business is all about: memory, being able to recap things that you remember. And I literally give my life to college basketball. I work on it for months on end. I go through every single team, and for me, it's just my passion. So, like with anything, if you're a mechanic or a dentist, I mean, you work on your craft, whether it's teeth or cars or books, whatever you do. For me, it's sports. So, I don't know. I just have a good memory and try to watch as much as I can.
Yeah, well, you're a great contribution to Team Bankroll. And I tell you as well, when you first started as well, you were getting a bit of stick for the, an American knowing about, like English football, and you're in the top there. So listen.
Well, whenever I'll tell any European, whenever you want to, go against me, come on. I mean, I me being American is, as long as I have time, I'll go and do it. I'll find something out. You guys might have better info than me just because you're over there, but there's a thing called the internet, Natalie. You can go find stuff. So, I'll try to find it.
Yeah. Well, listen, moving over to La Liga now, and again, we were sort of saying that Arsenal are a team to avoid for betting, and I definitely would continue that. I'd be interesting, Alex, to see what you're going to bet on Wednesday, the Arsenal match there against Crystal Palace, or if you're going to stay away from Arsenal now. But the other team is Real Madrid. And the fact have got closer to the relegation zone right now than they are to first place Barcelona. What a loss. 1-0 at home. Absolutely crazy. Real Madrid, they're just not scoring. They're not scoring goals. That's their problem right now. What do you see happening? Are they going to turn it around? Are they in a rut, Alex?
No.
What are you thinking?
No. They will definitely will not turn it around. Yes, they played good against Villarreal. They had 25 opportunities of scoring, 13 shots on target. Villarreal 2 shots on target, 1 goal, 50% hitting rate. I think that Real Madrid has an internal problem right now. I think that everything goes around Ronaldo right now. He will call the shots there. He doesn't like the style of Zidane anymore. From my point of view, if I was in Florentino Perez place right now, I would sell him for 300 millions to Manchester United because they are paying that at the moment. And from those 300 millions, I would take at least 2 or 3 at least the same level of players right now because he has an age. He will retire in 3-4 years. I don't know how much desire he has to give 100%. Maybe in Champions League we will see him in Champions League. Maybe there we will see his best level. But La Liga, no, I don't think that Real will turn at all. I don't think that they will catch the second place. To tell you the truth, because Atletico Madrid are defending really good. Now Diego Costa came, and I'm sure that he will deliver for the team. Valencia is on fire despite a pretty poor December month. I think that very good to skip betting on Real Madrid for the next period of time, at least in La Liga.
Absolutely. Well, they're also saying as well, is there Champions League spots in jeopardy, which would be crazy? Big man, where do you see Real Madrid ending at the end of the season?
I think that I agree with Alex. I think the most sensible thing would be to sell Ronaldo. I mean, you're going to get a ton of money. You go out and make some moves. I've said it before. I said at the beginning of the summer, whenever we talked about this, you got to wonder anymore, what else does Cristiano Ronaldo need to do with his soccer career? I mean, really. I mean, he's worth $500 million. He's literally won everything that you can win. He's gotten lauded for literally everything, multiple, 7, 8, 10 times. I mean, what more do you need to do? I mean, he is getting older. We've seen in his personal life, he's got kids now. He's got, he seems happy. I mean, he's gotten past all the legal issues. What more does he need to do? I mean, it's kind of like when you're in high school and you're near the end of your high school career. I mean, no one cares about math class. I mean, you graduated. You're already graduated. You don't need to get any better grades. It's over.
Yeah, but
big man. Go ahead.
This is not an example for the newcomers at his team, for Isco, not for Isco, for the 19 years old, 20 years old that are coming to the team to play. This is not an example. You will play at your best level at the end of your career, like a lot of other players did.
I don't disagree, but this is unfortunately where he is in his career. He's not played well all year. It's not like this is like a 2 or 3 week thing. I think he needs a change. I mean, if you listen to some of the comments from him, he doesn't seem happy. He's annoyed with Zinedine Zidane. I would love to see him in the Premier League. I think it'd be great. I mean, I think it'd be awesome to see again. Don't want to see him at United, not really. But listen, now maybe it's time to maybe go back to that. I don't know. He needs change to me. I think it's kind of old. Let Isco, let the young kids come up. They'll kind of take Real Madrid from here. They need a change because, Natalie, in sports, when you are stale and have issues, sometimes a change is the biggest thing. And, he might be the problem there right now.
Yeah.
You know what is happening? Well, you know what is happening? The big issue is that he is one of the best players in the world at the level, for at least. And when a player like that is saying inside his team that he's not happy with his coach, the boss of that team will better take out the coach than replace the biggest name from his squad.
True.
Yeah, just reading a few of the comments here, regular commenter here, Dalo, for Mourinho is a clever guy. He wouldn't buy Ronaldo. No English team would. He can only go to China. I think we had a discussion about this in China. I don't think many players would choose to go to play. But the question is, though, based on his performance this year and the fact that he seems to be sort of very focused, maybe mentally he's off the pitch right now. Would a team pay that kind of price for Ronaldo? I'm just not sure that they would. And then would he uproot his family to Manchester?
the draw's still there. I mean, he's among the most exciting athletes in the world. I mean, it doesn't matter how old Floyd Mayweather gets, doesn't matter who he fights. People will pay to watch it. It's just how it is. And Ronaldo is among the most famous, highly excitable athletes in the world. Someone will pay for it. I don't know if it'll be United, but I don't know that when you
I
have as much money as he does, I don't know that uprooting matters. I mean, he could buy houses wherever he wants. He could get his every child their own separate house on one big plot of land. They'll be fine with
I
that. But
I
I think
Yeah,
it's
but
going to
I
happen.
tell you what his money can't do, and that's control the weather in Manchester. I am from
True.
Manchester.
Good
I
point.
just can't
Good
see
point.
him leaving sunny
That's a great
Spain
point,
with his
Natalie.
whole family and living in
Yeah.
Manchester.
Well, maybe he can. I mean,
Just
I've
saying.
heard that
The man with
weather.
all his
I've heard
money.
weather
I
is
don't know.
controlled.
Maybe the
I've
MLS is
heard that
better.
before. That's a conspiracy theory in this country that weather is controlled. So maybe it
of
can
course it
buy it.
is.
I mean, he could
He's
do a
got the
lot with
money
money.
for
You
it.
never know. Hey, he's been to
It's not a
Manchester United
conspiracy
before.
theory.
Let's bring
It's
him
not a
back.
conspiracy theory. Of course, that the weather weapon exists, and a lot of stuff exists that we don't know shit about. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
a lot of stuff
sure.
exists, aliens exist, and everything.
Yeah,
But I know one thing: United fans will definitely want Ronaldo inside their team because I am sure that he will deliver. I think that Real Madrid is. He won, like Big Man said, he won everything with Real Madrid. But from the other point of view, he's that kind of guy that after a lot of time, he will say, okay, I don't have anything to prove here anymore. Let me get back to the best league in the world, Premier League, let's say, and go back to my old club, Manchester United, and start to end my career there.
Mm.
He's not the type of
Yeah.
player like Messi that he will keep staying at Barcelona and he will play at his best level till he dies. You know, he's the style of
Sort
guy
of like
like
what
Neymar.
Rooney's done, going back to Everton.
Exactly, somehow like that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, talking about Everton, no shots on target in 2018. Obviously lost to Tottenham 4-0. That was one of my bets that cashed in. Stuart went for both teams to score, so I'm glad mine came in there. But Everton, they're in ninth right now. Not looking good for the club. Are they in trouble, big man?
Well, I think it's the same old with them. I mean, this is why they went out and got Sang Tucson. I mean, you need to try to improve your attack. And I mean, for the record, I mean, I thought the Rooney goal was a good goal. It was close to being offsides. It could go either way. I'm not making excuses for Everton. And look, Tottenham is a really good defensive club, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely concerning. But this is the issue that Everton's had. I mean, it seems like when they can score goals, they can't defend, and when they can defend, they can't score goals. It's seemingly never been the same thing, and it all goes back to the Romelu Lukaku signing. I mean, or transfer. I mean, you've papered over the cracks in a way of trying to act like you don't need to score goals. You do. Bringing back Wayne Rooney was look. He might help you a little bit, but he's not going to be that Mohamed Salah kind of player. Neither is Toussaint either. So yeah, I mean, this is concerning, but it's the same old thing with Everton. They're still, I think, a top 10 team. I mean, they, again, have some tough games coming up, but then again, do they? I mean, Leicester City's kind of average lately, West Brom, Arsenal, Crystal Palace. A lot of these are winnable games, but they've always seemingly had the same problems this year. When they score, they can't defend, and vice versa. So we'll see. I mean, Toussaint's only been there a game, so we'll see how much he helps.
Well, they're currently, like I said, they're in ninth, but just like the top of the table, mid-table is very close as well. A couple of teams sort of nipping at their heels, and just another loss can see them go down. They host
The Premier
West
League.
Brom.
Real quick,
Go
I
on.
just want to add into what you're saying there. I think Dale Ford is totally right. The Premier League is very much like the NBA in America. I mean, there's like 5 or 6 really good teams, and then everyone else. And the everyone else, other than Leicester City, that one year has little or no chance of winning. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter, and it's always been like that. Is it a great league? Yes, because it's all very high level. But he's right. I mean, that game yesterday basically was a top 5 team against everyone else, and Everton's and everyone else. He's totally right.
I think that the fight will be more interesting for the relegation this season in Premier League
Yeah,
because already the league is won. Manchester
a lot
City,
of them.
despite the fact that they lost against Liverpool, nobody can catch them, and I will put my hand on fire for what I'm seeing right now. I like that bet that we did with Huddersfield to relegate. I I see them going down week by week. They were 11, what
Yes.
they were. Now they are 14. They are 4 points on top of the danger zone. Stoke City. It will be an interesting week in the Premier League with
Let's
no
make some
clash.
relegation prediction. Let's make some of them right now. Middle of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who do you got, Alec?
I got Huddersfield. I got Swansea,
No, yeah.
and I've got Brighton.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Brighton as well.
I can't really disagree. The only one that I'd maybe consider, I mean, West Bromwich Albion. I mean, they just can't score goals, and there's a lot of. I mean, you look, there's like 5 or 6 teams that are very much there. I mean, basically 14 to 20 are all candidates. Newcastle's been dreadful lately. I mean, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, you should be able to beat Swansea over the weekend. I agree, though. I think those 3 would be the ones I'd pick up.
Well, talking of Newcastle, I think that let us all down, didn't it? We were all on Newcastle to win. What a shocker on that one.
Yeah.
Relegation. Just looking at the odds here, up to date. Swansea, obviously lowest price 1.25, but then it just really shows how sort of real the fight is when second favourite here to be relegated is priced at evens, and then Brighton 2.88. Those odds are really close, really, for the second favourite at least to be relegated. Who are you taking, big man, as like apart from Swansea as your favourite to be relegated?
I would say Swansea. Huddersfield. I like his pick on Brighton, but I got to tell you, I mean, Stoke City's been awful. I mean, they have been really bad. I mean, they ship goals like no one in the Premier League. I mean, the only closest team has been Watford, and at least Watford has been. I mean, they're not getting relegated, but yeah, I maybe Stoke. I mean, they might be worth a look. I mean,
Stoke is the worst defense in the Premier League. 47 goals conceded.
Right, exactly.
But then you've got Brighton, who have the worst scoring, don't you? Brighton just aren't scoring goals, and they need to score goals to stay up.
Yeah, I mean, but I think their goal is like what Flash always says, like you just try to draw every game and get a point, and they do have a pretty solid defense, but yeah, they're hard to watch at times. But it seems like every time I back them to do something, they can't, and when I don't back them, that they do something. But I think the bigger problem is Stoke City's inability, and they haven't even played today's game. They're actually they've played one less game than everyone else, and they're still have given up 47 goals. So by the end of the day, they might be at a 50 burger.
I'm annoyed for the fact that Watford and Burnley and showed that they are small teams after all. That they started the season really good, and Watford and Burnley were overrated, were high overrated teams. And now look at them, what they are doing week in and week out. I'm saying that it will be an interesting weekend because we don't have any clash. The most interesting match of the week might be Arsenal versus Crystal Palace. This is the most interesting match of the week in the Premier.
Maybe Burnley should go get Ronaldo. That could help, maybe.
All right, guys, listen, I'm going to start winding things up here. Does anybody want to talk? Is there anything else want to add here? Big man, anything else you want to add on the slate?
No, I think it's been kind of middle year blues for a lot of us. I've been kind of stuck in the around that 20 unit mark. Burnley's kind of been a letdown. So they were a team, Natalie, you and I were kind of riding for a while. They're back at home. They're not back at home even next week. I mean, they got a tough game coming up against United, so we might have to keep waiting. Might be time to kind of get on that Crystal Palace train. Mr. Roy Hodgson, he's surely revived that group.
Yeah, very true. Crystal Palace does seem like the train of the trains to join. Crystal Palace does seem like the train. Alex, what about yourself?
At least Alex Classic in that one, Arsenal Crystal Palace. I'm not seeing something else. I will never bet Arsenal to win 1.5, incredible odds for Arsenal to win against Crystal
Really?
Palace.
Wow.
But yeah, you cannot go near them right now. Ozil still injured. I don't know if it's true or not. Alexis Sanchez one step away from leaving the club. And with whom you will play? With Bellerin, Koscielny,
They got
Iwobi.
crushed
With
last
whom
year.
you will play?
And they got crushed last year against 3-0.
Just looking as well, giving Crystal Palace a plus on the Asian handicap here, just checking what that is, see if there's any value.
Which one?
I can't. On Crystal Palace
how do you
against
back
Arsenal. But Crystal Palace
do you
away,
back-
do you think they're a team to back right now? I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous about that one. Crystal Palace
2.06 as +1 on the Asian handicap. At plus
I mean,
1.5
gonna
it
play
gets
it?
low.
1.5 there, 1.65.
Yeah, 1 point.
Who are
Yeah,
they going to
minus
play up
1.5.
top? They have no one. And now I hear Danny Welbeck's getting sold to Besiktas. I mean, who do they have to play up
Maitland
top?
Niels.
Come on, Maitland Niels. I mean, what are you going to put, a Wobie up there? A Wobie's more worried about going out and doing Molly at the dance clubs. I mean, who are they playing up front? Giroud's injured. Theo Walcott. I mean, he's probably going to get sold as well to Everton. I mean, who do they have right now? Lacazette. Other
And
than
even
him.
if you
And he isn't playing well.
even if you don't sell Theo Wilk, well,
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have him out there.
Theo Walcott. You will not put him in the starting 11. He doesn't play anything. Nothing.
Yeah.
Zero.
Who do you start up top? Arsene Wenger? Put him out there. Maybe he can score. I don't get it. Amazing.
All right, listen, guys, thank you so much for joining me today, and looking forward to the rest of the week. Tomorrow, tennis, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, me and Alex. So join us for them. Thank you so much for watching, all your comments, and see you Wednesday, Premier League punters, best bets Thursday. Big man on campus, Alex from Need for Tips. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, thank you.